Injury Time presents BioBlast. Today we bring to you the biography of someone who has made it big in the world of football, both as a player and a coach. Who is this person? Well, before we reveal our star profile, kindly hit the subscribe button and like this video. All said and done. Let's begin. This is a story of a very young boy who grew up in the streets of Marseille, and would later grow to be a household name in the world of football. He was born in 1972. He was the toast of France after leading that country to its only World Cup soccer championship in 1998. The midfielder, nicknamed Zizou, scored twice in the championship match that year as the French, playing at home, defeated Brazil. Our star profile for today is Zinedine Zidane. Amid the soccer euphoria, Zidane, a devoted Muslim born to Algerian immigrants, was also embraced as an ethnic unifier. But Zidane left the game in disgrace in 2006. With France back in the World Cup final, Zidane, in what he said would be his final game, was ejected from the title match for a headbutt during overtime. The French, without Zidane for the shootout, lost to Italy. Zinedine Zidane has written glorious chapters in football's recent history. How sad that he should save the most shameful episode for the final page of his story. Zidane was the fifth child of Ismail and Malika Zidane. His parents arrived in France from the Kabylie region of northern Algeria in 1953. Zidane grew up in La Castellane, a crime-ridden housing development in Marseille, a port city in the south of France. Unemployment and suicide rates are alarmingly high in La Castellane. His father had steady work as an overnight department store watchman, though the family had to live in tight quarters. Not all seven could sit down together and eat. As a youth, Zidane played soccer games in Place Tartaine, the public square in La Castellane. At age 14 he was a ballboy during a France-Portugal European Cup playoff game at Stade Vélodrome in Marseille. At age 13, Zidane signed with the Caen club team at the junior level. He made the elite squad at 17. At age 19, Zidane scored his first goal at that level and the club president fulfilled his promise to him. He gave Zidane a car, a red Clio. In the early 1990s, Zidane signed with Bordeaux and his play there caught the attention of the elite Italian team Juventus of Turin. With Zidane in the fold, Juventus won 5 championships including international events in 3 years. In Turin, Zidane played for Marcello Lippi, who would later coach Italy to victory in the 2006 World Cup title match against Zidane's France. Back home, however, Zidane had trouble pleasing the French media, which called him the Black Cat. They accused him of playing poorly in consequential games, such as the Champions League, which features the top club teams throughout Europe. In his first international game, Zidane entered as a substitute and scored both goals as the French tied the Czech Republic, 2-2. It was soon clear that Zidane, with his immaculate dribbling and passing skills, was the midfield general that France was looking for to fill the boots of the long-retired Michel Platini. France missed the World Cup final round in 1994, but was building for 1998, when it would host the quadrennial event for the first time in 60 years. France breezed through the first round, defeating South Africa, Saudi Arabia, and Denmark. Zidane, however, was suspended for 2 games for scraping his cleats against the back of Saudi captain Fuad Amin. He missed his country's 1-goal victories over Denmark and Paraguay but returned to score a penalty kick during a shootout in which France outlasted Italy to reach the semi-finals. The French edged Croatia 2-1 in the semis to reach their first ever title match, against defending champion Brazil. Zidane, normally a playmaker, became a scorer in the final. He connected in the 27th and 46th minutes, both on picturesque headers. Emmanuel Petit fed him from the left corner on the first goal, and Yuri Jokaev set him up from the right side on the second. Petit scored a breakaway goal near the end of the game to finish off Brazil. The victory on July 12, 2 days before Bastille Day, the national holiday set off bedlam in the Stade de France and the celebration spilled into the streets of Paris and other communities. While France celebrated the World Cup victory, many observers took note of the multi-ethnic nature of the team at a time of racial strife. There were many Arabs and blacks in the crowd, and many of them were carrying tricolor flags. During the mid-1990s, Jean-Marie Pen, the far-right president of the National Front Party, known for his staunch anti-immigration stance, railed at the French squad for its inability to sing the national anthem, the Marseillaise. The team was snidely called black, white and blue, because many players were not strictly French. Zidane, with Algerian parents, was from a dilapidated section of Marseille. Other top players such as Patrick Thierry, Marcel Desailly, and Berbard Diomede were black. Pen, however, as did French President Jacques Chirac, joined in the celebration and spoke of national unity immediately after the World Cup triumph. As the World Cup celebration and the national holiday blended into one, the Arab presence was noteworthy on the streets of Paris. Soccer fan Rabakid Aik, whose parents emigrated from Algeria's Kabylie region, thanked Zidane for everything he has done for Kabylie people. It is stunning to hear blonde, blue-eyed French school children telling reporters that the shy, balding, darker-skinned Zidane is the most handsome man in France, that they would like to have him as their father. At a garden party in the Élysée Palace, in the presence of Chirac, crowds chanted Zizou president. Zidane earned Player of the Year honors in 1998 from Fédération Internationale de Football Association, or FIFA, the governing body of world soccer. He earned the same honor in 2000 and 2003. France won the Euro 2000 tournament, defeating Italy in the final. In 2001 Zidane signed a 4-year contract with the Real Madrid team of Spain. The transfer fee of €66 million, $86 million, was the highest ever at the time. Zidane in 2002 scored the winning goal, as Real Madrid beat Bayer Leverkusen of Germany in the title match of the Champions League, a tournament involving the top club teams in Europe. He announced his retirement in 2004, but returned to international soccer a year later. 1 month before the 2006 World Cup in Germany, Zidane said the tournament would be his last and that he would stay retired. France advanced past group play in the 2006 World Cup with a victory and 2 draws. Zidane scored the insurance goal as the French, after falling behind early, defeated Spain 3-1 in the round of 16. His perfectly placed free kick set up Thierry Henry's goal in the 57th minute as Les Bleus defeated Brazil in the quarter-finals, 1-0. Some observers had pegged Brazil as the pre-tournament favorite. Zidane's first-half penalty kick was enough for a 1-0 triumph over Portugal in the semi-finals, and the French were back in the title match, paired against 3-time champion Italy on Sunday, July 9, 2006, at Berlin's Olympic Stadium. In the 7th minute of play, Zidane put France up 1-0, chipping a penalty kick off the crossbar and into the net behind Italian goalkeeper Gianluigi Buffon. 12 minutes later, Marco Materazzi evened the score, heading a shot past French goalie Fabien Barthez. The teams remained even, and went into overtime. At the 110th minute, or the 20th minute of overtime, Zidane lost his composure in a moment of madness which cost him a second World Cup title. Angry after an exchange with Materazzi, it was reported that Materazzi had called Zidane the son of a terrorist whore. Zidane had butted the Italian defender in the chest. Referee Horacio Marcelo Elizondo of Argentina ejected Zidane after the assistant referee informed him of the incident. The French played the rest of overtime without Zidane, but more important, their star was unavailable for the penalty kick shootout necessary to determine the winner. Italy won the shootout 5-3. In another odd twist to the bizarre denouement in Berlin, Zidane the following day received the Golden Ball as best player in the tournament, edging Italian defender Fabio in the balloting. Most journalists covering the match had cast their votes by halftime. Ironically, Zidane did not win the award in 1998, when he led France to its World Cup victory. Ronaldo of runner-up Brazil took the prize. French coach Raymond Domenech defended Zidane, saying Italy and other opponents engaged in rough play against him. When one has to put up with what Zidane had to and the referee doesn't do anything, one understands. You can't excuse it, but you can understand it, he said. The incident surprised Franz Beckenbauer, who led West Germany to the 1974 World Cup Championships and is president of the prominent German club team Bayern Munich. Something must have been said to Zidane. He is actually a reserved and inoffensive person, Beckenbauer said. Zidane was named the FIFA World Player of the Year 3 times, in 1998, 2000, and 2003, and won the 1998 Ballon d'Or. He was League One Player of the Year in 1996, Serie A Footballer of the Year in 2001 and La Liga Best Foreign Player in 2002. In 2004, he was named in the FIFA 100, a list of the world's greatest living players compiled by Pelé. Zidane received the Golden Ball for Player of the Tournament at the 2006 World Cup, despite his infamous sending-off in the final against Italy for headbutting Marco Materazzi in the chest. Prior to the World Cup, he announced he would retire at the end of the tournament. He retired as the 4th most capped player in France history. After retirement, Zidane became assistant coach at Real Madrid under Carlo Ancelotti for the 2013-14 season. After a successful year in which the club won the UEFA Champions League and Copa del Rey, Zidane became the coach of Real Madrid's B team, Real Madrid Castillo. In 2010, Zidane was an ambassador for Qatar's successful bid to stage the 2022 FIFA World Cup, the first Arab country to host the tournament. Zidane is currently the manager of Real Madrid, taking over the position in January 2016. In his first 2 seasons as manager, Zidane won the UEFA Champions League title twice, a La Liga title, a Supercopa de España title, the UEFA Super Cup twice and a FIFA Club World Cup. Zidane's wife, Véronique, a former model, is a French woman of Spanish descent. They have 4 children, Enzo, Luca, Theo, and Ilyas. Zidane became Christian Dior's first male model ever. Zidane, who has promoted ethnic tolerance in his visits throughout Europe, visited Algeria late in 2006. In his first visit to the former French colony since 1986, Zidane spent nearly a week in Aigues-Moun, the village where his parents grew up. We have come to the end of this week's edition of BioBlast. Join us next time for another edition. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button down below. You can also drop your comments in the comment section. Follow us on the platforms showing on your screen. Thanks.